I'm Alex Jordan, and I play all of the Jan Dolskis in the altars. Let's see if I can remember my iconic lines. The capsules. Wait. What? This is Jan Dolski, right at the beginning of the altars. What comes next? No. This can't be, it can't be dead. They're all dead, or they're all gone.
No. That's impossible. They can't all be.
Damn it. Oh my god. I will petition for half a point on that one. Interest you in some tea? It's my own blend. This is the shrink in... No. Do you know what's amazing about this? I have two characters that both love their tea. This is not the shrink. This is Mr. Hands when you first meet him in Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty.
Interest you in some tea? It's my own blend.
Yes. I'm so glad I pulled that back from the brink. He has one thing on this side and another thing on this side. And together, it arrives at this balance. There's something almost robotic about it, but in a charming way. Let me see who's on the leaderboard. In reality, I would love to beat Ben Starr. Ben is a dear friend of mine. We have a Dungeons & Dragons group together. I love Ben, but I want to beat him. Is it very painful? This is a tricky one. I mean, the arm chopping off? Like, is someone talking to... Is it Jan just talking to the miner? After he's just chopped off his arm, and he's like, what the hell has happened? And he's like, this is absolutely crazy.
Is it very painful? That's the whole point of it, Jan.
That is a tough one. That is such a tough one. I did around 18,000 lines, something like that, with what is essentially one character. But normally someone who's doing this might be able to go, oh, it's Jan. But I now have to be like, which specific Jan? We had to do 11 different versions of Jan Dolski. The moment you meet them, who are they? Now, if they all just sound exactly the same, you're going to have time to work out who's who, okay, whatever. But the point is, everything is continually spiraling out of control. Everything's getting faster. Time is of the essence, so as a result, we have to shortcut that and provide you with these different voices. 1, 2, what comes next? Is this the moment that Jan and the miner are talking about his arm pain, and Jan decides he's going to help the miner by agreeing to chop off his arm? 1, 2, fucker!
1, 2.
Ah! You fucker! That's it. Yeah. You chopped it too. Yeah. These are fucking hard. Oh my god. I never realized how tricky it would be to do all the Jans. The OG Jan is pretty much just me, but with an American accent, right? So he's actually the starting point, and then branch off. So we go the technician, he's lived a rougher life, he's probably done more manual labor, so we start to go a bit gruffer. We have the doctor, goes a little bit more nasal, and then it's about the rhythm and the pace. So he's fast, he's precise, he goes through to the end of the sentence, and everything is very, very scientific and precise. What's really cool and interesting, I think, in this game, I had to, at times, start having Jan think like some of the other alters. The idea was that if he starts to spend enough time with these other versions of himself, naturally those other bits of himself would start to bleed into him, and he would start to take on little attributes. There's a secret ending to the game. There's a special ending where two alters quite literally sort of like there's an overlap. I'm not going to give anything away, but in terms of vocally, there's a big overlap. That was really, really challenging. Kissing noises. Who said this? Well, I mean, this could just be the sex noises in Baldur's Gate 3. Is this the sex noises in Baldur's Gate 3?
Made sounds like and then I kiss my hand a whole lot.
Listen, okay? I was asked very late notice if I wanted to go in and do some work on Baldur's Gate 3, and I went, hell yes, I love D&D stuff. I said to her, well, what is it? And then she went, I'm sorry. And she sent through the email with I would say the script. It wasn't really a script. It was just a description of sounds. And I read it, and I wrote back, oh God. So it was generally like mostly an can kind of work for many different voices. But Astarion, Neil has such a unique sounding voice that they had to play me his voice. If you just suddenly have an for Astarion, that ain't gonna fly. I did have to try and replicate what I imagine would be the sounds that Neil's vocal folds would make in that scenario, and I've had to look him in the eyes since. Just keep your head down. Do what your masters tell you. Is this the smash hit game, extremely well received, the Gollum game?
Just keep your head down. Do what the masters tell you.
This game was an international bestseller. It went down super well. It's easy to talk about all the things that went wrong with that game, but at the end of the day, there's a group of people who genuinely had love for the stuff that they were working on and wanted to do the game as well as they could. So I hope that everyone who was at Daedalic and who was working on that project is healthy and thriving right now. If I could take us somewhere now, this is the song from the Altars. This is If I Could Take Us Somewhere Now, Let Us Win This Race Against the Sun.
If I could take us somewhere now, let us win this race against the sun.
They were like, okay, now by the way, we're gonna be doing the song next week. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. The song? And they're like, yeah, the song. And I think I'd totally forgotten that in the audition process, they've been like, also just to check, like, how are you as singing? Piotr Musial, who does the music for this game, who's done many games, he's done the Witcher DLCs, he's genuinely a phenomenal artist. He is a perfectionist. And I think what he really struggled with was the fact that there were altars that I was playing that had to be bad at singing. So I had to take his tune, his harmony, and occasionally had to do it badly. I'm not leaving until I know where she is. My gut is saying Sherlock. This is Rook in Dragon Age the Veilguard. I believe it's the opening bar scene. I'm not leaving until I know where she is. Nev Gallus. Or it's you either talk now or pay later cleaning up the mess.
Not leaving until I know where she is. Be ready to talk by the time I get to you.
Be ready to talk by the time I get to you. Do you know what it is? Is again, because in this scene, you can do multiple options. You can either do it where it's like he's either being threatening or he's being charming. And he's like, so you can either talk now or you can pay the coin clearing up the mess when I'm through. That's the other one. God damn. I mean, my dream franchise has always been Star Wars. I was very lucky to get to play a small role in Andor season 2. So now that I've done Andor, I think if I had to say any franchise, it would probably now be Assassin's Creed, purely because of the love that I hold for the Ezio storyline. Would you be afraid to live in the same home as a lunatic? Is Sherlock Holmes. It's Sherlock Holmes.
Would you be afraid to sleep in the same home as a lunatic, a man with softening of the brain, an idiot whose mind has lost its grip?
Not in the least.
This game was so cool to do because it was my third time out of Sherlock Holmes, and it felt like every single time it was a different Sherlock and it was a different sort of telling. I have to give a huge shout out here to Frogwares, who make these games. We made The Awakened not long into the invasion of Ukraine, and for them to continue to make a game while they were fighting for their country and sort of, you know, there were power outages and then some were going off to sort of, you know, help with the war effort. It's incredible. So, and I'm actually really genuinely nervous about this. Where does that put me on the leaderboard? I'm in 5th. I beat Ben. I mean, not that ever mattered to me, you know. Not that it mattered to me. For more like this, watch this video next. Real quick, do you want to give me a thumbs up? And I'm just going to say to Ben, how do you think I did?